What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'm going to show you how to sketch a hyena from The Lion King. So for today's lesson we'll be sketching on top of plain white sketch paper and using a black 4B pencil. Let's start by adding some guidelines in the center of our page. Starting from the very top, I'm just going to lightly sketch a line coming down using the side edge of our pencil. And this is going to help with the symmetry of our drawing. Now let's add another guideline going across from left to right. Starting over here, start on the left, and go all the way across towards the right side. Now we're going to add two more guidelines on the outside of that center line. So from the middle, go over towards the left, sketch a line coming all the way down towards the bottom, and we'll extend that up towards the top. Now you want to take that same distance over towards the right and do the same thing. And now from here, we're going to move to the center and block in the top edge of the nose. On the left side, we're going to step down. We're just going to curve this up toward that center line, and then back down on the right. And we'll connect the ends of that curve with a half circle, coming down towards the bottom, and then pull that back up. Now with the nose in place, we're going to move up and draw in the eyes. From this point on the left, I'm just going to curve the eye coming in, pull that up towards the top, and then back down towards that center line. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from this point, curve this in and up towards the same height, round out the eye, come down and in towards that line. Let's push the pupils towards the inside of the eye. So on the left, we're going to draw a small circle towards that line, and then do the same thing on the right. Just lining this up. And we'll lightly shade in the inside of the pupils. Let's add that thick shadow across the top of the eyes. Starting back here, just going to curve this up a little bit higher, round this out, and then come down along the bottom of the eye on the outside. Now we're going to move down and draw the front edge of the mouth. From the left side of the nose, let's step out. Just going to curve this down underneath the nose and then back up on the right. Let's bend the side of the mouth, going out and then up toward that center line. And then we'll add a fold on the corners of the mouth. We'll step in, curve this up and out. Let's open up the bottom of the jaw. Starting underneath the mouth on the left, we're just going to curve this in and then bend that down towards that line. Go over towards the right and do the same thing, coming down towards the same height. And we'll close off the bottom with a curve. Let's add a guideline for the top row of teeth. Starting over on the left side, curve this down, in towards the middle, and then back up on the right. Let's block in the bottom row of teeth, curving this down and then up. Let's add some thickness to the lower lip. Starting back at the top left, just going to taper this down towards the bottom. And we'll add some thickness along the bottom. Just curving this down and then back up. Let's go back and add a fold above the nose. Starting on the left, curve this up in the middle, and then back down. Now I'm going to add another curve, going out and then down towards the top of the mouth. Let's go back to the inside of the muzzle, add a fold coming down, and then out towards the sides. Now let's place the eyebrows on top of the eyes. We're going to line up with this curve, step in, just curve across, and then bend that down towards the side. Line this up on the right, going out and then bending that down. Let's thicken up the eyebrows. Starting from the inside, curve this up, round out the top, and then back down towards the bottom. Let's close off the top of the head with a curve, going up and then down. Now I'm going to add that bump across the top of the head, starting from the center line at the very top, curve this out, and then bend that down on top of the left eyebrow, and then do the same thing on the right. Halfway between this point and the top of the head, just curve this up and then out, go back down towards the bottom, go out and up towards the right. Let's go back over towards the right side, curve the mohawk going up, and then back in towards that center line, curve this out, and just tuck that in on the left side of the head. Now that we've blocked in the face, let's draw on the side of the cheeks. We're going to start on the left side of the eyebrow, curve the head going out, around the corner of the mouth, and then down toward that center line. And then from here, draw a straight angle line coming down, and then in towards the side of the mouth. Now from here, we're going to add a guideline to help with the placement of the ears. Right where the eyebrow meets the side of the head, draw a straight angled line, going up, and then out. Go over towards the right, and do the same thing, coming up towards the same height. Let's bend the inside of the ear, starting from the tip, curve this in, then bend that down. And we'll bend that back in toward the top of the eyebrow. Now from the tip of the ear, we're going to step in, curve the side of the ear going out, come down, and just pull that in towards the side of the head. And then finally, we're going to block in the side of the shoulders. On the left side, curve the body going out and then down. Line this up on the right, go in the opposite direction. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, we'll go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Now that we have a clean drawing, let's go back and add a second level of detail. Let's start with the nostrils. Leaving a gap in the center, we'll start over on the left side. We're going to curve this up and then out towards the left. And then do the same thing on the right. And then from the top, curve this down and then back in. Let's add a fang on either side. From this line, come down and then up, and do the same thing on the right. Let's add two more fangs along the bottom, going up and then down. And then we'll place the tongue along the inside of the mouth, starting on the left side, go up, bend this down towards the right. Now we're going to step back, curve up, and then down towards the right side of the mouth. And we'll go back and add some shape to the inside of the ear. Starting from the tip, curve in, bend that down. And we'll bend that back in towards the side of the head. Let's add some fur inside the ears. Starting from the bottom, go out and up, and we'll create a point, just tapering that back in towards the side of the head. Let's add a longer point of fur, going out and up, and then we'll taper that back in. Let's add a shorter one, coming down and out, and then back in. And then we'll add a little bit more fur curving around the side of the head, going out and then down, and then back in. Let's add another one. Let's go back and erase that guideline in the center of the ear. Now that we established our drawing, we're going to go back in with the tip of our pencil and start refining the lines and adding some details. Let's start with the top edge of the nose. We'll start over on the left side, just curving up towards the top, and then bringing that back down towards the right. Now just adding some more detail to the nostrils and a little bit more shape. We'll add a thick edge along the inside. And it will darken up the inside of the nostrils. Now using the side edge of our pencil, we're just going to lightly shade in the nose. And then adding a small highlight oval along the top edge of the nose. And then we'll go ahead and darken up the outside, working our way around that highlight. Now from the nose, just going to work our way out and start adding some more details. And adding some spots inside the muzzle. And now just working our way around the perimeter of the eyes. Let's add a light shade to the inside of the eyes. I'm also going to thicken up the upper eyelid, just adding a fold along the top, just pointing in. And adding a small fold on top. And now just working our way along the bottom edge of the eyebrows. And we're just going to curl this down a bit more along the inside. Just pointing this down. And then we'll go in and darken up the eyebrows, using the side edge of our pencil first. And we'll go back and tighten up that shading with the tip of our pencil. I'm just going to trace the outside of that shadow around the eyes. And I'll go back down and work in the mouth. Going in and just shading in the bottom lip. And we'll just clean that up with the tip of our pencil. We're going to go back and add some more detail to the teeth. Just adding these smaller fangs in between. And then just layering some smaller fangs along the outside. Let's add a medium shade to the back side of the mouth, going around the teeth. And then adding a light shade to the tongue, and again, just going in behind the teeth. And we're just adding some points along the top of the mohawk. And then loosely shading that in. And then we'll go back and tighten that up. I'm going to go ahead and just layer the hair inside the ears, working our way around the head. Now just refining the shape of the head, just curving this in, and then just bending that down towards the side of the mouth. And we'll go back and add a few more points to the top of the ear. Now that we've finished tracing the contours of our drawing, we're going to go back in and start separating out the tones. Starting with a medium shade inside the ears. Now the upper flap of the ear is going to cast a shadow inside the ear. So just going to darken this up along that line. And then gradually fade that out. And now we'll add an even shade to the rest of the head. I'm going to go back and just darken up that shadow area around the eyes. And darken up the front edge of the muzzle. And then I'm going to go back and just darken up the nose to help separate the nose from the muzzle. And again, just working our way around that highlight. Now I'm just going to add some spots across the top of the head. And add a light shadow across the bottom of the head from the mouth, just working our way out. And we'll cast a shadow across the top of the body from the head. And as we get closer to the end of our drawing, we'll tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a hyena from the Lion King. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. You can also drop your requests in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon.